What if one simple no could change your entire career? From Neal McDonough being fired to Rachel Bilson nearly losing her breakout role, these actors refused nude scenes, and Hollywood didn't always take it well. Some stood their ground, but paid a serious price. Michelle Pfeiffer passed on 2 major films because of their explicit content, and those roles became iconic without her. She turned down Pretty Woman and Basic Instinct, choosing not to take on projects that involved heavy sexual elements or nudity. Both films went on to gain major attention, with other actresses stepping into the roles. Instead, Pfeiffer continued building her career through projects like Batman Returns and later Ant-Man and the Wasp, showing how her choices shaped the types of roles she pursued. Neal McDonough made a firm rule that cost him more than just roles. It nearly stopped his career. Because of his Catholic faith and commitment to his marriage, McDonough refused to do nude scenes or even kiss another woman on camera, forcing writers on Desperate Housewives to work around it. But the decision led to him being fired from Scoundrels, and for a time, he struggled to find work. Everything shifted when he landed a role on Justified, after which he became widely known for playing villains in shows like Yellowstone and Van Helsing. Jim Caviezel made a personal rule about nudity that shaped the roles he would take and how he performed them. He avoided getting naked on screen entirely, even during love scenes in films like Angel Eyes and The Count of Monte Cristo, where he took extra steps to maintain that boundary while filming. After starring in The Passion of the Christ, his career moved toward projects that aligned more closely with his beliefs, including Person of Interest and faith-based films like Paul, Apostle of Christ. Drew Barrymore made a surprising shift that changed the direction of her career. After posing nude earlier in her life, she decided she no longer wanted to take on unclothed roles and turned down the film Showgirls. That decision came after advice from Steven Spielberg, which she took seriously. Instead of continuing with more suggestive projects, Barrymore moved into films like The Wedding Singer, Never Been Kissed, and Ever After, helping her successfully rebrand as a rom-com lead. Molly Ringwald turned down major opportunities over scenes she wasn't comfortable with, and it shaped the path of her career. After becoming a teen icon in films like The Breakfast Club and Pretty in Pink, Ringwald refused several projects involving nude or sexually suggestive scenes. She even asked for changes in a planned collaboration with John Hughes, which never moved forward, and chose not to take part in Pretty Woman for similar reasons. Despite those decisions, she remained closely tied to her iconic early roles. Angela Bassett turned down a role that went on to win an Oscar, and it came down to one firm decision. She was originally offered the part in Monsters Ball, but refused because she didn't want to portray a character she felt reinforced stereotypes or required sexualized scenes. The role instead went to Halle Berry and became a major success. Bassett's career continued on a different path, later gaining recognition for roles like Athena in 911 and Queen Ramonda in Black Panther and its sequel. Mandy Moore turned down multiple roles for one reason, and it quietly shaped her career path. Known for projects like A Walk to Remember and This Is Us, Moore refused to go nude, even when producers and directors wouldn't compromise. That decision cost her several opportunities during a time when she was appearing in numerous films and TV projects. While those roles slipped away, she continued building a career in more family-friendly projects, including voicing Rapunzel in Tangled, showing how her choices influenced the direction of her work. Rachel Bilson almost lost her breakout movie role over one decision, and it followed her career afterward. While filming The Last Kiss, Bilson refused to do a nude scene she believed wasn't necessary, putting her role at risk. She stood her ground and ultimately stayed in the film, which went on to boost her popularity. Even with that momentum, her big screen career didn't fully take off, with later appearances in films like Jumper and New York, I Love You, but nothing that matched the early breakthrough. Raeden Greer drew a line on set, and it cost her the role instantly. Cast as an exotic dancer in True Detective, Greer refused to go topless, even after being pushed to change her mind despite earlier agreements. The situation escalated, and she was ultimately fired, with her role handed off to a background actor on set. After that moment, her acting credits became limited, with only a few projects following, including Landing Up, an episode of NCIS New Orleans, and the short film Hellish, which she also wrote and produced. Pearson was fired on the spot for sticking to one rule she refused to break. After rising to fame on Skins, Pearson was set to star in a feature film but made it clear she wouldn't go topless, as outlined in her nudity clause. During a sex scene, she stood by that decision and was immediately replaced. Since then, most of her work has remained in short films, one-off TV appearances, and independent projects, with nothing reaching the same level of success as her breakout role. Dana Delany turned down a career-defining role because she didn't want to keep doing sexually themed projects. She was offered the chance to play Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City, but refused after already appearing in films like Live Nude Girls and Exit to Eden, both of which involved nudity. After those roles, Delany chose not to take on another project centered around sex. The part ultimately went in a different direction, while she continued with other roles, including her time on Desperate Housewives.